Are you considering buying ADA Cardano? Hey, this is CeoTrades where money works for you. Today we're looking at cryptocurrency, specifically ADA Cardano. Cardano releases its first based electric vehicle project to debut in Sri Lanka. Now, this already happened, but what can we get in reference to this information? Is there anything that we can learn from what is out there? Let's take a look very quickly here at some of the things that I'm looking in reference to whether it is worthwhile or not to invest in ADA Cardano. Number one, what are they doing right now? Now, here's the ADA Cardano car, what it looks like. Isn't it amazing? It looks fabulous. I love what they've done. It looks like a race car. As a matter of fact, is it a race car? Well, they're supposed to be going into the NASCAR racing system eventually. I don't know when. We'd have to look at that information. Here, I'm just giving you some basic information in reference to whether it's worthwhile to invest for me. Now, number two is that there are a few companies jumping into this, and one of them is Tesla. Are they directly jumping in? No, not necessarily, but people are urging Tesla to accept ADA Cardano as payments for recharging the electric vehicles, ADA Cardano, which would be great for everyone. Now, another thing to consider out there is what are the charts looking like? So let's take a look at that as well in here. As I get ready to show you the chart, there's a lot of information in reference to what the chart offers. And as we look at this chart here on KuCoin, you can see that on a minute basis, this chart right here that we're showing shows about 12 hours worth of information or so. And you can see it's pretty much consolidating, but this is not the total picture. I don't want you to look at it that way. I want you to look at a bigger picture. This is the 15-minute chart, and you can see that it has been ascending since the 24-cent mark, and it's right now at the 37-cent mark. But let's look at even a bigger picture than that. Let's look at the daily chart and see what that shows. Now you can see that Cardano has been around for several years now when it started. And in reference to when it started, this is what it showed on December 30th of 2022, somewhere around 25-cent range, and it went up to 37. So it has had about a 50% gain in less than 30 days, about 3 weeks or so. That's amazing. Congrats to any of you who have caught that. Now, I've gotten that from other coins. We don't necessarily catch every single coin because in order to be able to catch every single coin and seeing what it's done here from December 29th, practically to December 30th of 2022, it's jumped that high from 24 cents or so all the way to 37 cents. So congrats to anyone who's caught this one. Is it worthwhile to jump in right now? Well, in reference to the big picture, I'd say that if I had $1,000, I would invest part of it right now and watch it a few days because it might drop back down. It might drop back down if there isn't any more news coming out in reference to ADA Cardano. But for some of you who are willing to jump in because you've seen the news and all of a sudden, I've got to get in here. You can see it made a dip here, but then it held support at the 33-cent mark. And that you're not going to be able to see just like that. That you'd have to be able to know charts. And this is very important, very key to note. It held its position. People tried to sell right into that right there. And you can see based on the volume down here that it was very low, and then it picked up, maintained volume. It tried to sell off at that same level, but people picked it up right away. So is it a long-term hold or not? If you want to wait to see if it retests again. But if I had $1,000, I would invest at least 30% into it, if not even 50%, because it is a longer term hold. I have some Cardano, not a lot, but I am holding. This is one of the important factors to consider in there. What's another important factor? Is it worth holding for long term? Again, as I've gone in on some of my other videos, I don't hold forever. I keep a watch on some of these. Some of these I come in too late, and that's normal because they're not on my radar immediately. And I recommend that you do this. The ones that are least being talked about that are in the top 20 or 30, top 30, are worthwhile to taking a look on a regular basis, especially if they're at the bottom, rock bottom. It might be worthwhile investing in. Number two, Do these companies have debts? We're going to take a look at that in a moment. But before we do, I just want to look at this article in here in reference to Cardano, which was published on January 20th. But it's these are the three important things about ADA Cardano. Number one is decentralized. What does decentralized mean? Look it up. But it is not part of a centralized system, meaning it is one of the coins that is worthwhile to invest because it's not part of any specific government, if you understand what I mean. Number two, it is a cryptocurrency that is on the rise, and it is in the top 20 chart, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll take a look at that in a second as well. And another thing is this is open source. You can see where it's coming, where it's headed, and so on. Now, another important information here in reference to Cardano's is posted on either Masari.io or CoinMarketCap. But let's take a look at Masari.io. You can see in here right away a lot of information in reference to this chart. Now, this chart doesn't look as great as the KuCoin one that I was looking at, but you can see it right there. Here it posts a lot of the news that's come out in reference to Cardano. And if you go down, you'll see even more information in reference to Cardano, where it's rated, smart contract platforms by ranking right in here. And Cardano is, let's see, where is Cardano? ADA. I'm looking at right number 3 in reference to smart contracts, and it's at 37 cents. And compared to Ethereum and BNB, I'd say Cardano would give you a better return if you get into it and it makes a move in an upward trending fashion. That's why I say don't invest it all unless you know what you're doing. Always seek the help of a professional in order to make the best decisions for you, because I am not your financial advisor. Although I am giving you my picks and how I would do this, I'd still say you need to get your financial advisor to give you the best decisions for you. Another thing, is it worth buying? Well, these are the 3 things that I would look at. Number 1, does it have assets? And you can check this out here, or you can go to the Cardano.org website, which would be, let's see, I think I have it right in here. You can go into here and just figure out what's development, govern, operate, discover ADA, and so on. And just click on different choices in here and find out where does it stand in reference to its money. Does it have liabilities or does it have assets? Very important, because if it has more assets, then it has money to invest. And in reference to contracts, as we went over, that it's number 3 in reference to smart contracts. Does it have contracts in reference to buying? Well, right now, I know that Renault is jumping into investing with Cardano, Renault, the car maker. It's also jumping into the NASCAR industry, and people are urging Tesla to have some sort of contract so that people can refuel with the Tesla electric charging stations. So that would be amazing. Those are some important information. Another thing is sometimes you have to take a chance. You're not always going to make it. Most businesses out there that start from scratch will fail, but there are some that will make it through, that see it through. And I've lost some money and I've made some money. In the end, I've made more money because I've stuck with it, even though I've seen some losses. Some of you have just managed to see losses and then you want to run away. Now, this is ADA Cardano. There's a lot more information out there available, but this is a start for those of you looking to invest in something that might be a worthwhile opportunity. This is CEO Trades, where money works for you. Until the next one, stay tuned.